Okay. So yeah, I don't know how you want to start this, what we want to call this, a podcast show thing, but this is the Fallon Vaughn experience.
You know, I think, like I said just earlier, bringing knowledge to the table is exciting for me, because if I know something that I can help someone else with, shame on me if I don't share it. So this is a quick minute with me. I'd love to answer questions, but at the end of the day, I know that there's a story behind everything. Clearly, I have a million stories to tell, but I think it's the things that I've experienced that weren't so pretty that are really going to tell the story, and paint a better picture in regards to, who the hell am I? Everyone always has that moment in their life where they're like, wow, well, shit, I'm about to turn 50 years old. And I'm going to tell you right now, wow is an understatement. So, I can talk about my career. I can talk about my childhood. I can talk about my experiences. But I also have some great stories I'd love to share.
I guess maybe let's start. What is your ultimate purpose of what it is we're doing right now? Whether it's whatever show, whatever. What's your ultimate purpose?
My ultimate purpose is to be able to truly share and help other people. I just, I look back at times, and I've said this to a lot of people. We don't live forever. Okay. And there is a point in everyone's life that there is information that we have that if you don't ask a question and you don't ask for knowledge, then it's lost. Because unfortunately, I've lost a lot of friends young. I've lost a lot of family young. And I wish I would have asked other questions so I could have had that knowledge. So I want to share it. I want to share what I know. I want to share what I've experienced. I want to share. So to me, that is probably the most important part. You and I have talked a lot about just, what I do. Why am I where I'm at today? Mm-hmm. Why do I have a lifestyle career? Why do I do what I do?
What do you mean? What's a lifestyle career?
A lifestyle career is when I wake up in the morning, I have control over my destiny. I don't have to clock in order to make a living. I have to be prepared. And not everyone's ready for a lifestyle career. And I'll tell you, that to me has taken a long time for me to prepare for that, to where I can honestly say, for many years now, I've been able to wake up every morning and know that the only person that's going to make anything happen in my financial future is myself. Mm-hmm. And so damn it all, I'm not going to limit my opportunities at hand. And I'm definitely excited every day to see who am I going to go help. There was a saying I used to have when I first started in the business, 1996. I would say an application a day would keep the bill collectors away. So if I could help one person with a new mortgage on their home, I knew that I would have no worries moving forward. Had no idea that I would go from taking an app a day to, in many cases, fulfilling that. And, that is something that, I was very excited at a young age to be able to sit there in someone's home, talking to them about their mortgage, where, hell, I didn't even own a home at that point. But the experience, the opportunity, knowing that every day I got to walk out of someone's home that was all over the state of Washington and, everywhere else after, that truly opened my eyes to an industry that I love. So my lifestyle industry is surrounded by the real estate industry. whether you're lending money, whether you're developing properties, whether you're selling and buying, investing, rehabbing, truly, that is my lifestyle. And that's what I look forward to every day.
When we're gonna go way back. I know we joked about a time machine, but
Yep. Are you ready for it?
I guess
I brought my gummies. Should I take a gummy now, or should I wait a few minutes?
We'll wait till we get to. I don't know. We'll wait till we get a lull.
I thought I'd be nervous. Well, shit.
Well, now he's asleep. How old were you when you realized, like, I love doing this, and that you could ultimately control your own path, and that this was a viable option and not some pipe dream?
To be very honest, very young.
Okay.
13 years old. I grew up in a house of, my father ran an insurance company. At 9 years old, I was taught how to answer the phone if it rings as he'd transfer it to the house, so we wouldn't miss any emergency calls on the weekends. So at a young age, it was like I was preparing myself to be able to engage with a customer, help someone in a situation where, their house might have just burned down. And we've had those phone calls. Unfortunately, people pass away. These experiences are something I really got to digest really young and experience really young. So 13 years old was the first time I recognized and realized when my father said, I asked him for a new bike. I really wanted this BMX. It's a badass bike. I really wanted it. And he told me no. He just said, you want that bike? Go get that bike yourself. Yeah. But I love him for it now because it taught me. He was teaching. If you really want something in life, great. There should be nothing in this world that you can't wrap your hands around if you truly want it. But you have to have a plan. You have to figure out how to get there. So 13 years old, my next door neighbors that I grew up with, their family was in the paint business. Great family, loved them to death. The grandmother loved me. She used to always squeeze my cheeks. They gave me free white and black industrial paint. So I was able to take black and white industrial paint and paint home addresses on curbs all around my neighborhood. And that was my first experience in going out and asking someone to provide them a service and make a buck. And I made a few bucks on every one of those houses. And, what's funny is I never bought that bike.
You're like, now that I got this money, that bike isn't very cool anymore.
Nope. I won't lie. I never bought that bike. I actually, I got into skateboarding. So I went that direction, went with the 4 wheels instead of 2. But that was my first experience when it came to learning and experiencing, like, when I want something, there's always a cost. That cost could be time. That cost could be an experience missed because you have to be somewhere else. I can't tell you how many holidays, how many events or family events I've missed in my life because I had to be somewhere else. That was my responsibility. Unfortunately, that happens. That's that sacrifice, unfortunately, that comes with success. You want to strive for certain things in life. There are sacrifices. So to be in a lifestyle business is always a sacrifice because unfortunately markets go up, markets go down. I have seen the highs and lows. I've experienced the highs and the lows. Losing millions of dollars was the worst experience I've ever gone through. And I hate that all of you had to experience that. But it taught me more than I've ever imagined. Mm-hmm. Because happiness is not money.
It taught us too, so
I'm happy to hear
for better
that.
or for worse.
For better or worse, absolutely.
There's at least a lesson, yeah.
Amen. And it truly opened my eyes because, again, I work hard. I will always work hard and strive to take care of my family. That is number one priority. Losing my father young in my life made me have to reach out for mentors at a young age, seeking that advice. But I was very fortunate. I was blessed. I was able to meet some very amazing professionals and experience things that today I'm just so thankful. I'm blessed that I've been able to experience and meet and do so many things over the course of the last 49 years of my life. About to turn 50. Holy shit. What am I going to do? I do know that my father didn't live much past 50. So what am I going to do? What am I going to do when I turn 50? I'm not going to worry about my last days on earth, but I'm sure in the hell going to make sure that I'm doing something to make an impact, something to make a difference. And last but not least, hustling as hard as I can. Just because you don't have to doesn't mean you should stop. Some of the wealthiest people in the world I know do not stop working because they love what they do. Like I talked about earlier, that lifestyle is critical. If you're doing something you don't enjoy, quit. Find something else, but you better have a plan. Don't just quit because I say, oh God, if you're not happy, don't do it. No, some things in life you have to do. A lot of the things you have to do in life, you don't enjoy. But unfortunately, you're going to have to. So,
what kind of stuff were you doing maybe after... How old were you when your dad passed?
I was 22 years old.
22. So out of high school, thinking about college.
Yeah, my dad got cancer when I was senior year of college. It was, and sometimes I regret because at 18 years old, you think you know everything.
Yeah.
And our relationship at that point wasn't where I would hope it would have been when I reflect on it now. Yeah. I was a knucklehead. I was just a punk, hustling. I was making great money at 18 years old, having a great time.
What were you doing? If you can tell.
Yeah, if I can tell. There was a lot of things I was doing, but, I think, I worked in a local hotel downtown Renton where I grew up. I did room service in the evenings and on the weekends. Had a lot of fun with that. And obviously, some things went the other direction as well. I was, exposed to things that I realized quickly when, when you have an extra $100 in your pocket and you're able to give that to someone else that can give it back to you very quickly with a little bit of a return. How often are you going to do that? Uh-huh. Well, unfortunately, it kind of introduced me to an environment that,
maybe not everybody's out for your best interests, even though you seem to
100%
be caring for strangers. And you're like, I wouldn't screw somebody over. Why would somebody screw me over?
Exactly. Yeah. And when you think of upbringing, I grew up in a great neighborhood. I mean, amazing families, friends. Hell, we had a swim team and tennis courts. It was a beautiful neighborhood, but my friends come from everywhere. And, I used to always love spending the night at my friends that were down in the hood. Like, hey, we could go and run the streets in the evening. That was the best place to spend the night because you could have fun. You could do whatever you choose. But, upbringing is everything. I've lived in the best of places and the worst of places. But, people are what's most important. And, culturally, I love to just meet. I love to travel just to be able to meet people in that local environment. Whenever we travel, I'm always trying to meet someone that's local, not the local tourist just like us sitting around. I want to meet someone that lives
like a
there.
Homeless guy, like you'd already, you did.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, imagine, exactly. Sitting on the beach, having a great conversation with a homeless man who, that was a great story though. That old man. 75 years old, living on the beach in Maui, comes up. I don't know why.
You look friendly.
Yeah,
You're a friendly guy.
Yeah, I am a fun guy. So he comes up, long, just white hair, brilliant blue eyes. Like this guy, I'm thinking, is Jesus walking up to me?
Is this a model?
Yeah, like what is happening right now? But he had insisted on having a conversation. He told the story how when he was a kid, his father was on the island for the military, and he loved Honolulu at that time. And then 15 years ago, he lost his wife. Life went down the tubes. And he decided the best place in the world for him to be would be right there in Hawaiian Islands, somewhere. He ended up on Maui. And he's been there since. Bounces around on the beach, goes to the church for food, gets cleaned at different facilities. You know, obviously they have showers there on the beach, but you know, here was a 75-year-old man that had just joy coming from him, you know, everywhere. He was the happiest guy I've ever met, and he was homeless.
I guess what's interesting is like when you meet somebody like that and when you hear stories like that, it makes at least me think like, what's this person's purpose, right? Like everybody has to feel like they have a purpose, right?
Yes.
It's like this guy's purpose must just be to wake up the next day, right? And like, that's a pretty simple purpose, but like, what is my purpose? Like, oh, like, I don't know. And just the compare and contrast of different people's purposes, but like each is like equally valuable to somebody's life.
Absolutely.
Right? Is having a personal purpose no matter what it is.
It's that burning fire in your gut that wakes you up in the morning, gets you excited. Here's a guy with a purpose that simply is to enjoy what is surrounded around him, the beautiful beach, the birds, the flowers. And it was.
Maybe we're giving this homeless guy too much credit. Maybe he was totally miserable.
He could have been drunk.
Yeah, could have been.
Could have been lying to me that whole time.
Yeah.
You know, he might have been there 25 years. No, again, genuine guy. But for me, again, I love to meet people.
Yeah. Everybody's got a story.
Yeah, everyone has a story.
Including you.
One or two.
You talked about a rise and fall. Can you maybe talk about what was sort of the specific rush that was driving you to keep doing that?
Absolutely. Great question, because that purpose, this is another purpose, has changed a lot over the years. My purpose when I was first in the business, my first appointment, going out and, you know, being told, funny story real quick, my first appointment was a nightmare.
An appointment as in what, a loan officer?
Yeah, so here I am, my first day as a loan officer. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Got everything, you're all buttoned up.
Yeah,
exactly. Your tie. Shoes shined.
Tie.
Smelled good.
I was the sharpest dressed. I was always, you know, I had a beautiful suit on. I thought I looked like money. But I'll tell you, when I walked into this house and they had 7 cats, probably more, but there was a lot of cats. We couldn't really find a place to sit at the kitchen table to discuss their needs. I got set up right there in the living room with all the cats. And to be honest, it was just, my first experience was terrible. Because here I'm thinking, wait a minute, I'm so excited. I got through my training. I'm ready. I get to go out and start helping veterans save money. And that felt so good. And then I showed up at a house. I'm like, what is this disgusting mess? I'm so disappointed. Like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. Shame on me. I was judging. And obviously my judgment at that point was wrong because I didn't get to help those people.
How old were you at that point?
26 years old. Oh. I was just, well, maybe a little, yeah. I think it was, early 20s. And ready to go. Primed. Yeah. I even had hair then.
Yeah, there you go. You got a little bit left.
A little bit, yeah, on my chin. So bad first appointment. I go in and I sit with my manager and he says, you know, maybe this isn't for you. My whole life, I've been a hustler. I love people. I have no problem making a sale. It wasn't my first time. And for someone to sit there and tell me, maybe sales aren't for you. Yeah. He was good. That put a fire under my ass immediately, that within months, I became the assistant manager because I was putting up more business than anyone in that office because he knew how to turn me around real quick. Yeah. He pissed me off. So, so my purpose then was simple. Like I said, an application a day, a nice 1003 keeps a bill collector away. Because if I can put 30 applications in a month, which was my average, 26, 27 loans a month, I was making great money. I never had a worry, never had a concern. And, you know, life was good. And so my purpose then was unfortunately driven simply just by making money. I just wanted to make as much as I could.
Do you think the money purpose, do you feel like that's a good thing? I feel like I sometimes fall into that where like I'm constantly being pulled like, oh, I need to go for this promotion. Like I just want more money, but it's like, at what cost? Like, am I really going to be happy with more money? Like, it sounds silly. Like, obviously if someone just handed you a check for more money every month, like you're going to take it. But like,
No, great. Yeah, no, I can say
Where does it become greedy? Where does the drive to like make more money become greedy?
Where-
Are
where-
they the same?
where is greed and money a bad thing? And I'm going to say why. You should never be greedy to make more money. It's not being greedy to want more money. It takes effort, it takes responsibility, and it ends with a purpose. You better have a damn good purpose, because if you're getting a promotion, I've had many promotions in my life. All of them came with more money. There have been times $100,000 checks were coming in. That's a lot of money in less than a month. But at the end of the day, most people will never make $100,000 a year. What if you're doing it monthly? That changes your life, right?
Yeah.
Kind of changes your purpose, makes you look at things differently. I've been blessed and been able to do that, and it really changed our life. You saw how it changed our environment. You participated in that. But if you're making $5,000, that's $60,000 a year, and they're asking you to step up to the plate at work because there's an opportunity, you should always step up to the plate when there's a chance. Because the worst thing that's going to happen is what? You strike out. You don't get offered the promotion. So you should always attempt to. There's no greed in earning more money. Who would you be greedy to?
I don't have the hardest job in the world, but I know there's people there that have really hard jobs that like need to chillax, probably, that work too much, right?
Yes.
And they're just caught in the cycle of like, well, shit, man, well, I make $120,000 a year. I got a mortgage payment. I got my car, and I got my kids. They want to go to college. My wife is pregnant. Like, I can't stop.
Right.
Like, I cannot stop. And that's
That is
kind of scary to me, is like, if I or somebody in my situation or in any situation like gets on this wagon of like, cool, I'm just gonna make more money, then stuff starts to cost more, and then you kind of get caught up in this thing. That's where like the greed could maybe bite you in the ass. But again, you're
more problems.
Yeah, you're not saying greed is a problem. Or
well, greed. No,
I'm not trying to twist it
being
around.
greedy is a bad habit. Like, if you are making more and you have more to offer, you have the ability to change lives. Being greedy is doing nothing with your money. Being greedy is being, unfortunately, self-righteous. Like, hey, I got a stack. I'm going to tell you right now, though, that anyone that I know, anyone that runs around fronting like I'm stacked with cash,
Probably not.
Probably not. I'm going to say that. They may be making more money than they ever have, and I totally respect that. But hey, for everyone out there, if you're making moves and you are doing well, don't tell people about it.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's great advice. Honestly.
It's no one's business.
Yeah.
Because anyone that's professional, people will recognize. If you're wearing a new suit, that doesn't mean you're rich. It means you just went out and spent a couple $1,000s on a really nice suit. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, that's a choice. Wealthy is, wow, I saw you at a charity event last week. You seem to be going to a lot of these events. Do you enjoy them? Where do you sign up for those? Mm-hmm. No, those are invited events because you're making contributions. To me, when you are blessed because things are going in the direction that you've worked so hard for, the blessing comes right back to you significantly more when you can go out into your community and make a difference. And that's something I have firmly believed in, is the ability to go out into the community and make a contribution. Whether it's building a school. Why? Why would we ever want to be involved in that? Why would I have ever wanted? I am far from an educator, far from involved in school. But raising the money to build that school it felt amazing for me. Mm-hmm. Being able to partner with my mother's church to be able to acquire that land. I mean, what I went through to get to that point for no monetary benefit, a person who's greedy would never do that. Just like I said earlier, I'm greedy if I don't want to share the knowledge I have. How did I raise $6 million to build a school? How did I help people, negotiate that? Because I asked the right questions and I look for an opportunity to help someone. The church needed help because they wanted to be in a new facility, but they didn't have the funds currently to build that church. You know, that there's a great story behind that little plot of land where everyone went to school.
Yeah.
You know, but that to me was an opportunity. So when you talk about, you know, stepping up to the plate, taking that opportunity to another level, it doesn't have to be monetary to feel good, to have a purpose. I truly believe, you know, we all need a kitchen. That kitchen feeds you. Okay. Then you have to find outside of the kitchen things that you are passionate about that do bring you purpose. And if those bring you financial rewards, then do them as often as you can. Mm-hmm. But until that reward replaces the kitchen, that current day job, well, then you better get up in the morning, go to your job, you get out of there at 5 o'clock, and then maximize your time. And that's one thing I'll say. In the lifestyle business, it is critical to understand how you value your time. And when I say value time, that means also with who you select to spend that time with. I've really been excited to come and spend time with you. This is valuable, not because I just get to speak and talk about all this stuff. Stuff. Yeah. You know, it's like looking at a bedroom that you've piled your closet full of stuff you've collected in your life. Mm-hmm. Boy, it's overflowing. But that's awesome. Love it. Can't wait to show it and share it. And, you know, that's what we're going to do. You know, this is a show and tell show.
Sure.
You know, I'm going to show you some things that'll blow your mind. I'm going to show you some ways that you could definitely catapult your life, your career, and your future. Do it with stepping stones. It doesn't take you to go on your local TikTok. Hey, for $9.99, I'm going to tell you how to be a millionaire. Okay, sure. $9.99 and you're going to be a millionaire. If that's all it took, then
everybody would be
exactly.
Everybody with $9.
Yeah. Hey, I want $1 from everyone in the United States once a year. Mm-hmm. Okay. $1. I don't care if you give me shit. Give me pennies. I just need $1. $1. There's 300 and fact checker. How many people are in the United States today?
I don't know. What's your guess?
I'm going to say 340 million.
Wow, 332 million.
Damn, COVID.
That was.
I lost money.
Although this was 2021.
Oh,
that was almost on the nose. That was pretty good.
I'm pretty good. Don't tell anybody.
332. I'm going to bleep that out. We can't have you seem smart. I think we should wrap it up.
Yeah.
I think that was a really good first. Do you have any final thoughts? Anything?
No, I have no other thoughts other than that's 330 how much million?
332,915,073.
Man, just think of the things I could do with that.
Think of how many cool
we could get the deficit taken care of in at least 10 years. Mm-hmm. Just the deficit. We're turning this America around on this show, baby.
Yeah. All right. That's it. We're done?
Yeah, I'm done. That's all you got.
Cool.
Thank you.